The video is Leila Nishmas Rishmo Bochem Chaim Tzvidoiv. I was able to come down for one day to Orlando. It's not so warm here either, but it certainly beats the cold of New York. And I was here for a meeting, a convention, not really mine, my chavrusas, and here I am, and I'm speaking to one of the workers in the OU, in the kashrus, in the catering, and the person that I know from years ago, and was discussing his kids, how the Baruch Hashem, he has so much nachas, and then he tells me, it's your fault. I say, what do you mean? He says, remember you told me about positive criticism. I say, my friend, I don't remember anything of that. And he reminds me of a conversation we had maybe 15 years ago. Shows you how responsible. I say, he says to me, listen, I came to you because I was having trouble with my kids and I wanted to punish them and whatever it was. And you said, is that even when you're giving critique, you must have maybe even double or more, I don't remember what I told them, to have positive reinforcement. And in fact, this is the key. This is the key to be able to educate, especially in this generation. Can't be that there's just focus on what the kid is not doing and the negativity. A dose of correction, but a pound and whatever the expression would be of positive reinforcement, how much you love the person, how much you love your kid. This person told me this, I didn't remember, I didn't recall a thing of the conversation. But what an amazing, I said, thank you for reminding me. Now this, of course, this message is something that very much connects to today. Today is the yortzeit of Rav Shach Zichrono Livracha, the Manig of Yisrael. He was a leader of the Jewish people. I didn't have much of a connection. I was past that time. And then Rav Shlomo Karbach. And sometimes people have such an interesting, diverse crowd in listening to the WhatsApp, and I love it, and it's the most beautiful thing. And sometimes the person will say to me, you're putting the two together in the same category. So I'll tell you the reason why I think I put the two together. These two neshamas gave Klal Yisrael one message that every one of us especially needs today, and it connects to yesterday's discussion of the Neturei Karta. So someone asked me, what exactly was the message of the Neturei Karta? I'll tell you what the message is. It's very important to understand. The exact understanding on the hashkaf of the Neturei Karta, I decided myself I'm going to have to research it a little bit better. I want to understand it better. I understand that it's an extension of the Satmar Rebbe, who was a giant. But that wasn't my point. If you see your brother, flesh, not just your brother, Klal Yisrael brothers. If you saw your brother in the middle of Manhattan, screaming words of whatever, of hashkafa, in the freezing cold, and seemingly getting nowhere, accomplishing nothing, would you take out your phone and start smiling and laughing and making a video? Of course not. Cry. You'd be in such pain. That's the first step. The first step is they are our brothers. Now, to what degree they are already dismissing themselves for the true hashkafa, so that's step 2. Let's understand it. Why? Because we could learn lessons from it. Where they wrong? Why we right? What's the true hashkafa? But the first step is we have to love it, our brothers. We love our brothers. It should be a natural thing. Like the Baal Tanya says that it's a natural growth because we're one. Yerushalmi, Maseches, Nedarim. There's so much to speak about this topic. So the first step is Ahavas Yisrael, and this is what we need. And in fact, it's hard to almost say this, but President Trump displayed Ahavas Yisrael. He has an easy time. It's not easy to be a Jew and to love Klal Yisrael. It's not easy. Otherwise, you wouldn't get schar for it. But let's speak about Rav Shach. There's an amazing Chashav Talmud Chacham, Rabbi Ginsburg. I heard it from his words. And he was speaking once about Rav Shach. He witnessed this incredible situation where Rav Shach had to have an operation on his foot. He had an infection. He didn't want to have anesthesia. And even locally, he wasn't taking it. And he said, no problem. He said to the doctors, I'm just going to start learning the Rambam, and then you start operating on my foot. That's what he did. This was how deep he was connected to learning. Another occurrence was nothing the same day. There was someone that came in and told him that 5 soldiers, Israeli soldiers in the army, in a helicopter was shot down. Rav Shach started crying uncontrollably. And Rav Ginsburg said, when his foot was being operated, he was able to focus and learn. He heard about Jews, that didn't matter where they're holding, he didn't ask what they're doing, what their ashkaf is, how much Shabbos they're keeping. He couldn't stop crying. Shlomo Carlebach, as we know, was a person that was filled of Ahavas Yisrael. He sacrificed his own ruchnius. If you see his own writing and the recording, he himself, who was a lover of Torah, mamish, the way he describes Torah is so sweet. He could have been a Rav Shach, but he gave it up. You know why? Because of Ahavas Yisrael. And if that's a message that we could take today, is first work on the Ahavas Yisrael. Then we could figure out our ashkafas. Hashem should bless us, and their memory should be a schus to us. Hatzlachat, everyone.